and being able to think of the impact I can have on another child is something that really excites me. And backtracking a little bit, when you were asking me what motivates me to keep going, that's one of the biggest things that keeps me going is some of the stories I have heard from people who have followed my journey. You know, I've worked hard, like I've said, on being my true self through it all by showing a lot of things. And honestly, I've been very grateful for everything you've put out, because you have also been a great role model for men. You're very intelligent, well-spoken, all these things, but you can also be very vulnerable. You know, you're not afraid to cry when something is you're passionate about. And I've noticed myself, I'm a crier. You know, sometimes I just start crying, and I've expressed that. I've cried on stage after Olympias. I've cried on videos talking about stuff that scares me. I've talked about my lisp, which is a vulnerability and stuff. And since doing that more, I've had more and more kids come up to me and share those kind of same things with me. And this past year at the Olympia, I don't know if he was 12 or 13 years old. He was a young boy, and he came up to me, not able to speak too well. It was tears in his eyes, just thanking me for all I had done for him and how I had helped him. And he handed me a note. He handed me a letter because he said he wouldn't be able to get all those words out. And I thanked him, gave him a hug, took a picture, and kind of went about. And then a few hours later, I was waiting, eating some food. It was a night before the Olympia, getting on stage the next day. I opened up his letter and I started to read it. And he expressed how he had Tourette's. And he remembers hearing me talking about my lisp and how I was embarrassed about it and how I still have moments where it brings me back to my childhood feeling embarrassed, but working through all that stuff. And he talked about the impact that it had on him and how he'd been bullied and how sad he'd been in the past, but how he's building up all this courage that he pulls a lot from me. And it was a very nice, heartfelt note. And I sat backstage, or back where I was at the time, just crying, like sobbing, just tears running down my face. It still makes me emotional when I think about it now. Just feeling so grateful for the impact that the work I'm doing for myself and my family is also having on the community around me. And that story and that feeling alone filled me with so much energy to keep doing what I'm doing, and like a belief that I'm on the right path. And so it just felt right. I'm like, I'm where I need to be right now. And this is why I do it.